All right, so I'm back with my homie Tony. He's doing a B2B order, which is, honestly, man, I think this is the easiest way to get into after the t-shirt printing business.
Yeah, really. I mean, like, I would say I did it backwards, you know what I'm saying? I started with literally buying equipment, you know, $30,000. But I think the easiest way to make money, especially with just the way the world is right now, get you a heat press, order transfers from TKO, and then literally like the shirt's done. The customer doesn't know what's the difference between actual screen print and the transfer, because you know did you know the transfers are actually like plastisol screen press? Did you know that?
The plastisol, right?
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty much the best way to give a customer a shirt without, you know, working yourself too hard. It's what I would do, you know what I mean?
So for me though, I've never personally wash test one past like 4 washes.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing these same comments on the wash test. Like, what do you think about that?
I think they're pretty durable, right? Because there's been times when I've messed up and then I tried to like wash it to get the transfer off and it's like stuck on there, right? Most of the times when it washes off is because there's not enough heat and there's not enough pressure with your heat press.
I see.
Yeah, so.
So you recommend one of these $8,000?
You don't got to get that, you know what I'm saying? So I would say just a good heat press that, you know, not like an Amazon one that's like $100. Spend a couple $100s on it because it is your tool, you know what I'm saying, to make sure you make money. But you want to make sure that it has an adequate pressure, which would be a good platen on it. So anything from, you know, a Hotronix to Heat Press Nation or, you know, whatever they have is going to get the job done.
Right, I see.
So.
All right, so how many shirts we doing?
So right now we're doing 100 t-shirts or whatever. Oh, the transfers are like hot pills, so you kind of got to pill them in the first few seconds, or it gets a little difficult to like pill them. So I just put a little bit of extra heat on there, and then you see, ready to go.
Nice.
But what you asking?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
All right, so how many shirts we doing?
We're doing 100 t-shirts for a fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity.
Okay.
It's my brothers, so they gave me the job. But yeah, it's just an easy way to knock it out after, like, this is after work for me, right? So I'm able to do my main e-commerce duties, then come here, press these t-shirts. This may take me like an hour to press like 100 t-shirts, but it's not stressful. I can literally put on some music, chill, get the job done. I think just so that, you know, you can make money, that's the thing. You can make money both ways, but if I was screen printing, I would contract it out. But literally ordering from like TKO 100 transfers, they ship to my door and all I gotta do is just like press them on the 100 shirts. If I already got the heat press, I might as well keep the higher profit margin because it's simple, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say it's also a little cheaper, especially with the margin, because for 100 for a screen printer, they're like, that's kind of our low end. And
too, if you go to a screen print shop, one color is gonna be about 75 cents.
Yeah.
So you gotta weigh that against the 15.
Well, it depends on the shops you go to.
It depends.
I've seen shops charging up to like $2, $3
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now.
So actually, my bet, 75 cents is a contract screen printing price if you had a great relationship with them. So you are right. Like when you go anywhere from dirt minimum 75 cents all the way to $2, you really are killing your profit margin when you can use the 15-cent transfer, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Honestly, man, I know a lot of huge screen printing shops that just started just like this with a heat press and some transfers, man. It's a great way to start. Yeah,
it's a great way to start because, like I said, I feel like I did what most people do, right?
Yeah.
Spend a lot of money, say, oh, I'm about to get me a manual screen press, get the whole setup, sign a lease. But especially what I'm saying with the way times are now, like, make your money first, right? You could have this in the garage, do this on a Saturday after work, whenever, order your transfers, and you're not breaking your back or stressing out your household or whatever. It's a lot easier to do. You know what I mean?
You know what, though?
What?
I'm not gonna sit here and watch you do. I know you got 100 of these. I know you got 100 of these full color ones. I'm gonna let you finish, and then we're gonna go talk about the actual numbers.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. You wanna see the full colors too?
Yeah, we can do it real quick.
Okay, all right. Grab one of these. And then what I really like about TKO, they got like this clear paper on here, right? Yeah. So at my shop, you know, especially during the training process or just when you're fatiguing out, I'll see like my team putting the transfer on crooked versus with these right here, I can see the whole design. There's no reason it should ever be crooked, because pass me that transfer right there that's sitting on that clear thing. Most of the time, you gotta put the other transfers down like this, and it's hard to see the design, right? But what I really liked when I first started using TKO was the fact that, like, oh, that's exactly how the design looks. And then when I come over here, I press it, make sure, yeah, it's straight. And then like another plus with TKO is the fact that their whites are very vibrant, right? Like compared to like other competitors I use that can kind of look dull. When these guys peel off, the white looks like it was done in a shop. So if you see like how bright the white is, yeah, so, yo, woo. So I got 100 of those, the white ones, 100 of the black ones. It'll probably take me 2 hours to do the entire job. So when I evaluate how much time it costs, you know, well, how much I spent on the transfers, and only having to, you know, spend 2 hours of my time, and I get to put like several $100s in my pocket, it's just a win-win to like grow a business, take care of my family, do the things I do, while also still working until, you know, if I wasn't already past that level, but a way to grow into a bigger shop. So I would say definitely start with those transfers and a good heat press, and then you can just work your way up and decide if you want to like get a lease and start a shop or whatever. But let's go talk about those numbers, see what's going on.
And for all those people who are asking me about this bookcase shelf thing that Tony has, it was custom built. How much was this, Tony?
$2,000.
$2,000. How many slots does it have?
120 transfer slots, 13 by 19.
13 by 19. And I really don't know his entire setup, but this is like the whole e-com side. So it's like numbered down.
And you really can't find anything anywhere, so I had to get something custom made. But it's like, I've had that for like 7 years now.
Explain to me how this works real quick again. So if somebody orders something on the e-com side, like I see 11 of this t-shirt.
Yeah, so what I did was I used a software called Finale Inventory, which you can see right here. But Finale Inventory pretty much is just giving you like data logs, right? And everything is just kind of like a PDF just written out. What I did was I went to Upwork. I paid about $1,600, and I had a software built on top of Finale Inventory. So I do a lot of print on demand, right? So if you look at the software right here, it's set to anytime inventory drops below 0, like -1, it'll tell me you need 1 to bring that back to 0. So for print on demand, customers are ordering ones and twosies of things all the time. So like as you can see right here, I need 66 larges, 66 extra larges. All I gotta do is come over here to my blanks, pull those, and then it also tells me what slot the transfer's in, take it over to the heat press, boom, 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 ship it out to the customer. It's a great way to do print on demand.
That's dope. And when Tony talks about print on demand, he's not talking about like those websites and whatever.
Yeah, in-house print on demand.
Yeah, in-house print on demand.
Yeah,
all right, sure. So let's go check out these numbers. All right, so I'm back in Tony's fabulous studio.
What's up, everybody?
All right, let's talk about this real quick. You did in about 2 hours. Was it 2 hours for the 100 t-shirts?
A little under, but we can round it up to 2 hours.
Okay, whatever. Round it up. How much it cost you? I know you got it written down.
Yeah, so I got the numbers written down for the people. We did 100 t-shirts. They were basic shirts. We did them on a Gildan. So white Gildan t-shirt right now, $2.19. I got this 15-cent transfers. That was the one color transfers. It does have a $25 setup fee. So in total, I came in at like $259 for my total cost between t-shirts and transfers. But the cool thing about that is why I think it makes sense to do this, especially at home, right? Is because really all it takes is just having relationships and knowing people. So the company that I charged, the organization, I charged them $7 per shirt. They were like, oh wow, that's perfect. We're gonna sell them for $15 anyways. So then that comes out to $700, right? So then if we've got the $700 I charged the customer, I spent $259, used my own labor at home on a Saturday. I came out with $441 on a Saturday, you know what I'm saying, just working on an off day. So, I mean, that sounds like a sweet deal to me, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it only takes just knowing people. But then you remember the full color we did, right? I wrote those numbers down for you as well. So we did 100 of those as well for them. Black t-shirts, colored t-shirts cost a little bit more. So they were right now, they're $246 for the blank. And then what's cool about the full color is you can offer your customer a lot of colors, right?
Right.
So it's their extreme option, and that was, where'd that come out to, $1.25 before the $65 setup. More setup because all the screens and stuff it takes to do that.
Right.
But total with the full color job, I came in with $436 for my setup. That covers my cost of the blanks and the transfers. But then with the full color, I can charge more. More colors, more labor. But here's the catch, right? It's not more labor to you because it's a transfer.
Right.
In traditional screen printing, it would be more work, right? So of course you're paying the extra setup fee, but I'm doing the same motion. You see what I'm saying? But then the cool thing is now that I tell my customers more work and they get it because of more colors, I was able to charge $12, right? So now I got $1,200 for the gross sales. But then when you take that setup fee minus that, I walked out that same amount of time with $764 profit, right? I had the whole Saturday off, so I did both jobs together, right? So if you want to hear the grand total, what I did on a Saturday from having a good customer, I wrote it down for you. In total, $695 for both jobs, right? $1,900 is what I charged the customer. I walked away in under 4 hours of work, $1,205 in profit.
That's pretty solid.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't really break too much of a sweat. You know, my Apple Watch told me I burned about 150, 200 calories. But hey, I walked away, you know what I'm saying?
So I will say that is interesting because I remember earlier we were kind of arguing with the one color print. We were like, this can go to the screen printer at the same time, like you know, it can or it cannot. But then when it comes to the full color, that's really a full argument because then it's hard to. Some screen printers don't do the full color CMYK prints. They have to do the 6, 7, 8 colors and whatnot.
Right. Which is a lot of screens.
Yeah, I know a lot of. I don't know why. Maybe you can explain to me. A lot of screen printers don't do the CMYK. I think it's a little trickier or something. But it's just more expensive that way.
Yeah, because you gotta think like in traditional screen printing, right? Screen fees now are about $15 per screen. So then when you look at the setup, that's 60, that's about $90 in just setup. But then that's just them printing. They still gotta like put it on the manual press, line it all up. And let's say you were doing that, right? So this comes down to like what my hidden argument that I think a lot of people miss. It's gonna take you about 3-4 hours to set up a 6-7 color job. The transfer is the exact same work as the one color versus the full color, but you're increasing your profit. And especially if you're like selling to people who aren't in like the high-end fashion market, you know what I mean? You know, who are like, oh, I know I needed screen printing. Most people just want the image on the shirt. You walk away with a higher profit margin, it makes sense.
Absolutely, man. So this is right here. This is like the easiest way to get into. I know a lot of people. I can't even like. I'm not even exaggerating when I know so many people who have a full-fledged screen printing business and it started with a heat press and transfers.
I started with a full-fledged screen printing business, $30,000 for Graphtec screen print shop. Manual, had the V2000. Did that for a while. Didn't really understand transfers because I was trying to make my own. I had the paper. I was putting the powder on there, doing all of that. It was a lot of work. And then I figured out that I could buy transfers. So then I didn't have to depend on a staff member to show up. And then the transfers are always right coming from the professionals. And then my screen print machine pretty much became furniture. And it was just sitting there collecting dust because it was just so easy.
Yeah, you know I know, man. So, it's also easier, here goes the argument again. It's easier to teach somebody how to press a t-shirt versus finding a screen operator. Yeah,
I mean, when we were super busy for Christmas a year ago, we needed like day labor. We had somebody come in, paid them $100 for the day, and we're like literally put the transfer there, press. You know what I'm saying? So the learning curve is way easier. You know,
all right, so yeah, I hope that was some valuable information about starting your t-shirt business. So I think Tony's gonna do a little bit of like a wash test on your channel. Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a wash test on the transfers. So, because I know a lot of people are always wondering that. So we're gonna make a video with the transfers, throw it in the washing machine a couple times, you know, see what happens.
All right, so make sure y'all subscribe to his channel because his water bill might be a little high.
Right. I don't need none of that money.
All right, we'll see y'all next time.
All right, see y'all.